This is a segment from the ever-popular TV series Ghouls Just Wanna Have Fun, entitled I Found Him in the Closet. Today's drink is sponsored by a mug of wine. It's what we're drinking, because everyone knows that the best wine comes from a box. Hillary put on her classic back-from-commercial break greeting of a smile as she addressed the audience in her navy blue suit. Welcome back, ghoul friends! Can you believe that cat made it all the way from Hades back to their house after all that time? Really shows how loyal your cat really is. Well, we all know you've had a clingy ex from beyond the grave, but I don't think any of you are ready for how this school went. Roll the tape, Samuel. The screen above the center of the stage lit up with the face of a woman in her 50s.
After my husband died, I felt lost for so long. I hoped.
She paused, looked down, and bit her lip.
I really did hope, that he would reappear occasionally to keep me from being so alone. And I did feel like that at times. Felt like he was there, always watching, always waiting for me to notice him. But I was just happy that he was there. Well, jump forward a couple years, and little did I know why he was really waiting. You see, I found myself a new man and was finally starting to heal. But that's when the noises started.
The music on the video being played became distorted, and the colors on the image became inverted as the tormented guest was shown listening to the walls in a cheap reenactment.
After a while, I saw my ex-husband in the closet.
Dun 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 dun. Hillary gasped. In her closet? Ooh-wee! I know if I had a ghost obsessed with me in my closet, I'd have multiple phantasms that night, if you know what I mean. Anyway, ghouls, to further explain her side of the story, I'd like to welcome today's guest, Martha Hanlon! Everyone stood up and cheered. Some of the women looked at each other and laughed as if they knew exactly what was going to happen. Hillary went in for a big hug, but as she put her arms around Martha, she went right through her. The audience immediately burst into laughter. Martha clasped her chest and shivered as Hillary swooped behind her and took her seat gracefully. Now, as I always say, she paused as her and the other audience members all said in unison, Ghouls just wanna have fun! The laughter continued for a moment. But in all seriousness, this woman has quite a story to tell, so buckle up and be quiet, my little ghouls. Hillary leaned in and put her hand on Martha's knee. Now, Martha, you found your ex-husband in your closet?
That's correct, Hillary. It was the first time I had seen him since his death. I would have been happy if I had seen him in any other situation, but...
She started tearing up.
I guess I should start at the beginning. You know that man I said I was seeing? Well, we were being intimate.
Hillary lit up. Oh, this is getting juicy.
I heard what sounded like moaning, but it wasn't from my new man. It was from the closet. And, you know, I'd heard these sounds before when I invited him to spend the night. But I live in an old house, and I just thought it was the creaks. But this time, it was so loud and so obvious, I had to stop. It was distracting me too much. I got from the bed, wrapped my white sheets around myself, and that's when I opened the closet door. And that's when I saw him. Saw my Paul, pleasuring himself. His hand was see-through, so I could see everything.
The entire crowd let out a gasp, and many women were murmuring to each other. Hillary's fixed stare was unwavering as she calmly asked, Now, was this the only time this happened?
Oh, Hillary, I wish. It's as if something in my catching him ignited a fire that I'd rather not have in my life. I see him all the time now. Most often, he's always naked and looking like a timid little puppy. I don't know what's wrong with him. He never even talks to me, and all he does is just float away every time I come near.
She grabbed a tissue and wiped her eyes. Well, that's horrible, Martha. Catching your ex-man, pleasuring himself behind closed doors, and he won't even talk to you? What all have you tried, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, I have gone on some of those online forums, the ones where people are trying to deal with the spirits of their exes. And sometimes people say they'll rest in peace if you dress up all sexy, put on a little show for him. I tried that, but every time I got all did up, he didn't show up. So now I feel like he's stalking me and he doesn't even think I'm pretty.
Oh dear. Now what if I told you that we have your ex-husband, or should I say, hex-husband, backstage right now? Martha looked shocked and gasped. Well, thanks to our friends at Runes to Ruins PI, we have your precious Paul encased in a spectrally blocked enclosure backstage. But I just like to call it the big old vase, if you know what I mean. Hillary stood up and motioned her hand towards the side of the stage as two stage hands begrudgingly wheeled out what did indeed look like a big old vase. The crowd erupted in a deafening mixture of cheers and boos, and Hillary cartoonishly tipped over to the vessel and knocked on it. "You alive there, Paul?" The glass lit up as the network frantically tried to censor the indecent naked man. "Hell no, I'm not alive. I'm dead and as free as can be, aside from this stupid tank that I'm in," he said as he knocked on the glass. "But hell, this is what I've always wanted. You bringing a guy like me on national television? I see all the delicious ladies, but where are all the delicious bulls plowing them?" The crowd started booing and laughing in Paul's face. "You keep going, ladies. That just gets me." Paul's profanities were thankfully cut off, but it still took all the network editor's effort to censor his physical profanities. Martha looked shocked, confused, and angry all in one, an expression often seen on this stage. Hillary tried to calm the crowd with a shushing motion and leaned in. "Oh, Paul, why are you acting like this? Don't you see that your wife is hurting?" "Martha may have been the one love of my life, and that's exactly what I've been trying to prove. This has been me the whole time, baby. Now I can get whatever I want, whenever I want. That new boyfriend of yours is a real stud." The crowd gasped, as what can only be assumed was something seen purely by the captive audience.
Paul,
Martha's cheeks went red.
what do you mean this has been you the whole time?
"Well, just call me a puck, baby, 'cause your precious Paul is a cuck." Hillary looked straight into the audience, and she looked back at him. "So you're admitting, right now, in front of a live studio audience, on national daytime television, that you are a cuck?" Before she let him answer, she put on a somber face. For those of you watching at home who do not know what a cuck is a sexual fetish in which a man wants to watch his own wife be, and I don't know if I can say this on TV, but ravaged by another man. Ghouls! Could you imagine your man wanting that? And let's not forget that the icing on this cake is that he's ice cold. Wow, what a story. After the break, we'll be joined by another couple who says post-death open relationships are the future. The crowd cheered as it went into the iconic synth theme song that always came before the commercial break.